This is the P.I.M.P podcast. I'm LJ,
And I'm Patrick Orlando Gray.
and we pushing ignorant moments perpetually is what we mean by P.I.M.P podcast. We not on some chauvinist shit. Well, not at this very second, anyway. Should I say?
No, but basically, what we talking about is as far as pushing ignorant moments perpetually or the Pimp podcast. We're not trying to be put in a box. That's all it is. We're just gonna talk to you about real things, experiences, shit that's going on in the world, and I don't know. Try to see what we can be able to do.
Hey, and what's real is I just like talking shit. I like being funny. I like having fun, and maybe even learning shit. You know what I mean? Or at least telling a story. You know what I mean? And I got plenty of those. They may not be good. Some of them may be funny. Some of them may be sad. But you know, I got some shit.
Oh yeah, everybody got stories. Somebody in the world got a story to tell, and it's always gonna be some wild shit that you never expected them to be going through. You be like, damn, you normal.
Right. So anyway, so there's a couple things we wanted to bring to you. So we'll start it off by you good, man.
I didn't want to fuck that up.
Nah, I'm losing my thought because y'all can't see, but I'm over here looking at Patrick push this
fucking with my microphone.
Just
I don't
grab
want
it.
to break this shit.
You know, you can just grab it.
It's not my shit.
Hey, just grab it.
That's what I'm saying. Like the way I grew up in my house, like you not supposed to be touching other people's stuff, and we did it anyway. But it's just in your head.
Do I need to put a dick on the end of it for you to grab it?
Man, you have to pay me first. You don't get no free dick grabs around me. I don't go for that.
Hey, well, I mean, I didn't know if you need just grab it like this.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, you have to throw numbers. You can't don't.
I got it.
Yeah, like you just like
ain't no free dick grabs, bitch.
You know what? I've been seeing on Facebook, women do not like when you send pictures of your dick. Fellas, stop doing that shit.
Why do you though? I mean, it's not a good look.
You know what it is? It be that
I don't care how
dudes
big
be
it's
hunting
it's not a good
for
look.
dudes be hunting for hoes so bad that when they hunt for hoes, they don't know how to act. And 9 times out of 10, it could just be that they didn't really get a lot of pussy naturally. You know what I'm saying?
So are they just shooting it at random bitches hoping they
Yes,
hoe?
I think it's a numbers game. I think it's not even about quality.
If I get it to 4 girls, there's a good chance one of them's a hoe.
That's what I think they're doing.
I'm sorry, is my whole ratio right? I just want to make sure my whole ratio is right.
I don't. You know what it is? I can't really say the whole ratio because, in my opinion, anybody can have a whole moment.
Man,
but that's what I think that when you
I'm
do
trying
that,
to have a whole moment here in a little while.
Man, well, I'm not going to do no whole moments or anything like that. But yeah, that's what I think it is. Like they just be so desperate, and they be like, "Well, I'm about to find me somebody who freaked out that like that shit."
Yeah.
But it's rude and it is disrespectful because if they didn't ask you for it, man, quit doing that. Because what it is
it's the unsolicited dick pic that's the problem, though. It's not just the regular dick pic.
If somebody asks you, I'll probably screenshot the request first, and then you can let loose.
Hey, but you gotta have visual consent.
Yeah,
proof.
Baby,
you gotta have proof.
Everything better be in copies now.
All the texts, keeping all the receipts,
all that.
Yeah.
So
you're right about that. On anything.
On anything.
Like, if Louis C.K. would have had his receipts, he would have been all right.
I don't really know about that because when you doing it out in public, you don't need a lot of receipts. Like,
I mean, he asked for consent allegedly. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, you got to write that shit there down.
Right.
Like, you got time. Like, if anybody sits around for somebody to be like, can I beat my dick after like, and so here's this. If you're still sitting down,
I mean,
I'm gonna think you want to
that's
say.
assumed consent.
Like, it only takes a little bit for you to be like, nope, no, I gotta get up. This ain't for me. I'm
Right.
sorry. I catch the next bus.
Hey.
I'll walk.
I want to know how body language was in that situation. You know what I mean? I mean that's important. If it was your body language giving something off, I mean you never know. I mean, we talked about this shit to kick this off. Hey,
You think he was like, he sat down, he was like, ugh. Nice day outside, isn't it? Yeah, it's nice outside. Yeah, I'm probably gonna beat my dick in a little bit.
would you like to watch?
You staying or going? Because it's gonna happen.
It's going to happen.
So, what are we doing?
All you got to do is stand over there. I'll avoid your feet. I'm not.
Ma'am, you've got to make a decision. I don't have time. I'm coming. That's how that goes.
Right. You can turn your head or you can look. I mean, it's your choice.
This is the thing. I really just don't like that type of shit. Period. Altogether. Just because, it's what I'm saying. It's hard being a female, and I know that it's hard to be a female, and I just feel like there are a certain amount of females who, if they want to be a hoe, they'll choose you and be like, it's your gift. You get to go ahead and have this pussy. But don't just be like fishing and disrespecting lines.
This is my pussy fucking gift to you.
I'm going to give, because what I've noticed,
I ain't even going to put a bow on it.
Unless you have to chase 9 times out of 10, you get what you going to get. And I mean, I don't know. That's how I feel. Like, you just don't have to chase nothing no more.
No, I mean, especially in today with the age of social media, there's no way. You don't have to leave your couch.
I mean, now, that's not to say, even with social media, I could see a lot of stupid shit with females. On social media, females just be like doing the most outlandish, perverted shit that it's like, I get y'all don't like people sending dick pics, but there are females who are doing things that scream, I'm a hoe.
So you're talking about the ass pics.
Ass pics for no reason, and then put a caption and be like, stop talking to me disrespectful, I'm not a hoe. And then your whole booty hole is out.
But how are we being wrong about this? Should a woman be able to put, I mean, that's the same, should I be able to send my dick? But it's different though. We're not posting them, you know, or the women are not private messaging you in dicks or their tits or I'm rambling, but you know, you get what I'm saying.
No, they're not private messaging, but it's like, if you want attention, don't get the attention and then be cavalier or act like you don't want the attention, because now you're just wasting everybody's time.
So you're saying these attention whores?
Yeah, because like, I think it's wrong for a dude to just send a dick pic out of nowhere with no regard, if you don't build no rapport with this woman to the point where you're like, she likes me like that. That's fair play. However, you disrespecting the game by continually saying and doing things that we all know only hoes do.
But hoes don't deserve dick pics though.
What do you mean?
I mean, they don't necessarily
hoes
deserve.
Are the ones that's asking for it. That's why I'm like,
but
you don't have to do
But
that.
if they don't ask, they don't necessarily have.
But
I mean, let a hoe be a hoe.
If they wanted you, you would have got it. That's
My
what I'm
thing
saying.
is just don't send dick pics.
Yeah, you shouldn't just be randomly.
Just
That's
dude, don't
disrespectful.
send a dick pic. Just don't do it.
It's mad disrespectful. But at the same time, I don't
Hey.
know. That's why I'm thinking the numbers. I'm thinking he was any person. would
I'm
just be
old fashioned. I'd
I'm
rather
trying
put
to
my
find
dick on your forehead and let you see
anybody
it like
who's
that.
gonna take this dick pic. Somebody gonna take it. That's what I think it was. I think he was like, I got 5,000 friends.
It's just numbers.
It's just numbers right now. Like, and which, I mean, I don't know. Maybe in a way that's ambitious. You You know what I'm saying? That's a
Hey,
line that
5,000
business.
is a good number, man. Man, I know
Listen,
some people.
I'm just saying, it is disrespectful, and I see why women don't like it. But ladies, come on, tell the other
help,
ladies that
help
you
us.
to
You know we looking at you. You know
like, yeah,
You know we
help
looking at that
us
shit.
and
You
stop
want us to
putting your
look at that
booty hole
shit.
out if you don't want us to look at your
But
booty
men,
hole.
we gotta just monitor what we say about it.
Exactly.
I mean, you can't.
Booty hole.
She put her titty, you know, in a compromising spot. You can't just send her a dick pic. I mean, it don't work that way. You know. Now, if there's some going back and forth, and you know she liking you and this and that, hey,
That's why I
I
said with
still
the
don't
screenshot.
condone it, man. I can't see myself doing it. I can't just see sending a dick pic, and you know, whatever. Say whatever you want. Say whatever you want.
I mean, but everybody is nasty now. Like,
Hey, well,
oh,
bitch,
hold on.
bring your nasty ass over here.
No, but how old are you?
39.
Okay, so you 39. So, yeah, bro. In your time, well, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I mean, I've sent dick pics. Don't get me wrong, but I
no,
was
but
younger.
what I'm
The,
saying
the
is
phone
okay.
quality
So,
was a lot different.
so when you let's say, okay, so if you were 21, right? And
Hell,
you
was there phones when I was 21? I don't know.
okay,
I
so
don't.
you ain't even have the option to just
Nah,
go
not like
and
that. We had them bulky
pick your
ass
hoe for the day.
Nokias
Mhm.
and shit. You know
You
what I
see what
mean?
I'm saying? Yo, percentages is very low. Number one, starting
Yeah,
off.
at that point.
Right. So you gotta understand the concept of
Well, I had a
now.
wife at that point,
And
so
okay, so even if you had a wife at that point, I just feel like this within the last 5 to well, even in the last like 8, 9 years,
oh
people
yeah,
done got a lot
I've
more
been divorced
nasty.
that long, so
Yeah, it's shit done
yeah, I
got
know,
real
I
nasty.
know.
Like
I
porn
got
is not even,
divorced right at nasty
yeah,
time.
porn used to be something that you were ashamed of, and now porn is like people just ask, "What kind of porn do you
Do you like
masturbate to?"
right,
Yeah, do you like that's not even like because the numbers of porn is
man?
obvious. Everybody's watching porn
I'm not gonna ask you that question.
and friends. Huh?
Porn and Friends, you're right. Those are two most watched shits.
Mm.
Porn and Friends. I don't watch Friends. I watch Friends though, but I don't watch it.
It was a good ass show to me. Well, I think I forgot who I used to catch all the time watching. It
Man,
was
I
somebody
have
my
watched
favorite.
it. I've watched more episodes than I'd like to admit.
Nah, I don't care nothing about it. You say something about friends, stop shit at you, I don't care. But no, I do. It was a cool little show. But regardless, ladies, I'm saying yes, you should not get a random dick pic. If you're
Yeah,
looking for.
I think generally dick pics are bad unless you ask for them.
Mhm.
Unsolicited dick pics are bad.
Mhm.
It's bad.
Okay.
Sorry for my slurring. I've been drinking some Budweisers, and I will continue to do this podcast on Budweiser as some kind of alcoholic beverage because I enjoy it. Thank
Shout out to Budweiser. It's built for tough because America's built for tough.
you. Shit. So what's been going down with you as far as Uber and shit like that?
Man, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't been Ubering as much. Like I just started at a bad time. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying?
So I asked you that because the last time we were sitting down, we talked a little bit about it, and it's been some bullshit lately.
Yes. Well, number one, because the bullshit is like I started when it got cold, so motherfuckers ain't out. Number one, and then like you got to be patient. You know what I'm saying? Like when you Uber, you're literally allowing somebody else to come into your life.
Right.
For you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
you gotta make sure you
Not
get
just
the-
your car, but your life.
not just for the car, but I gotta get them safely. So, and people be, it just depends. They talk about all kind of wild shit. Like you just end up in all different types of walks of life and different stories and shit. But I mean, I don't have no crazy ass stories, but it was some shit that I would just be like, I just want to get your ass where you got to go.
Man,
'Cause
I just wonder how viable is it as a second job? As a second job.
I think it depends on where you live in the time frame. Like, I know whoever the first like when Uber ever came out
Mhm.
and people started kind of doing it, and they did. A lot of people didn't know. I know for a fact that those people was making a fuck ton of money. Okay, because
There's people I'm sure that make a lot of money
they
still to this
yes,
day. Yeah,
yes, there are people who
but
literally
that's not a second job that they doing. They hustling.
they hustle. But I think okay, if you live in New York City, Uber is a place for you. You know what I'm saying? There's people
Well,
everywhere
that's
that
because
need to
none of
go
them
somewhere.
motherfuckers have cars.
Right. Okay. So exactly, you can be a really self-sufficient
Who wants to go
person.
to New York for that?
I mean, it just depends on why you
To be
going
the
to New
Uber
York.
guy.
I mean, again,
Because that's your life.
they
That's
make
your life,
they
bro.
make like $6,000 a month.
It's still your life.
But you can turn
Driving.
no.
I'm sure you get some interesting people though.
I mean, yeah, you get interesting people, but you gotta look like LJ. Even if I worked for a month, right, and I went
Right.
to New York, and let's say I made only like in a whole month I made $3,000. I pay all my bills, and now I got 1,000. I can just not go to work for 2 or 3 days, go to the gym and go, oh, I need some more money.
Right.
So that's what I mean when I say, depending on the city and your location, Uber is a big deal. But if you're in a place where most people like to drive anyway, and especially if it's cold out, you're not getting shit.
Man, I'm glad the cold is almost over, man. It's
Man,
almost gone.
I
I
love
hate
the
it.
cold.
I
I ain't
hate
gonna
it.
stop.
You love
I
it?
love it. Yeah.
Fuck that shit, bro. I
I
can't
love
do it.
I love snow. All that shit pretty to me. It just makes me feel like you can take something and cover it in snow and it just looks way
Well,
better.
I mean, as far as looks, yeah, I
That's
give you
how I
that.
look at it.
I give you
So
that. But I don't like the way it feels.
I also like I think you could tell how the fuck somebody is or how they can dress when you catch them in the cold. Like
How they can deal?
how they can be able to dress because
What do you
like
mean?
okay, so like in the summertime anybody can just put on a t-shirt and
Right,
jeans
right.
and go. But when you cold, I can look outside and be able to be like, "Oh, he just found that coat from somewhere." Or like he dressed to make sure he's not cold. Not
Not
I'm
to look
putting
good.
this
He's
shit.
not looking
Yeah,
good.
he's not putting that shit together. So that's why I say, like in the summertime, you can wear a wife beater for the whole summer or
Right.
white tees
Right.
the whole summer and wouldn't be weird and have cargo shorts or whatever the fuck, something that's going where you can walk around and you breathing.
I got you.
So that's why I say in the wintertime, that's when you could tell like who really can dress. To me.
Man, and you could tell I dress bad.
What you be wearing? Camo.
Man, can't you see what I'm wearing? White beater, camo pants.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, I don't give a fuck.
it's like I said. I mean, it's really more or less the people who like even care about that shit. Because if you don't care about that shit, you're gonna dress warm to try
Right.
to be warm.
I just make sure I'm warm.
Hmm
Shit, I wear my work shit. I don't care.
The only thing I used to hate about wintertime is when we lived in Chicago before we moved out here, getting dressed because their winter was a little bit more harsher. So you had to be like,
What do you mean little? I was there one time. It was cold. It was icy cold though when I was there at one time.
right. So for example, I can still like put on pants, put on a shirt, maybe another shirt, a sweater, or I could do a jacket like a hoodie and then a jacket over, and I'm gonna be good. Or if it gets too kind of cold, I'll throw on Under Armour cold gear, and it'll keep my body temperature.
That Under Armour shit is
that
good.
shit works, right?
I
Once
need
you
to
start
get
walking
me some
around.
for hunting.
Yeah.
I've got the shit that's not skin tight like the Under Armour, but it's that same material.
Same material.
Yeah.
Yeah, the skin tight one, it's one of them things where you can feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like when you take that shit off, it leaves an imprint on your body or whatever. But
Turkey season's coming, bro.
yeah, that's what I will wear. And so, but like in Chicago, or just in like, I just remember it took a long time as a kid. Like I would have to put on socks, underwear, all that shit. Then I had to put on, what's that shit called? Which comes in a set. It's like knitted together like a thread type shit. What's that? Long Johns.
Long Johns.
Long
Okay.
Johns.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, so does that come in a
That was
set, right?
that was a bad description of
Okay,
Long Johns, but
I'm
I
sorry.
get you.
I don't say Long Johns a lot. I ain't wore these bitches since then. So we put Long Johns on. Then I actually put on like, if I'm not mistaken, I would put on something on top of those, and then I would put on another set of clothes, and then this is where it sucked. There was a full bodysuit thing that I had to fit all my stupid ass
Yo,
clothes.
just for visual reasons, Pat was fisted like he was fisting somebody in the motion. It was
Because the thing is, you can't just put your. If I remember, I couldn't just put my arm in and it'd be good. Like I had to really. She'd be like, "Okay, go," and I had to shove it all the way
so
through.
you had to put some
When we
force
walked,
on
when we
it.
were walking to wherever we were walking, I never had good. It would always like my arms kind of just stuck out. I would hold her hand when she was walking me to.
So you couldn't put them to your side like
I
you
know
wanted.
none of that. It was just like that, and then
So you couldn't slap your knee.
it was a little bit hard to because it was hard to get it off too. Like it was always a thing. I was like, this shit is annoying. But yeah, that's what we had to do, and it would just be. It's just colder out there.
Man, I can't fuck with the cold, bro. Okay. I deal with it because I have to. It gets cold enough here where I got to deal with it a little bit, but I would rather be hot. I'd rather the tornadoes come ripping through right here. That's my shit.
But you see, if you hot, I mean, if you cold, you could just like, if you get too hot, you can take stuff off and you'll still keep a deep attention. I mean, a decent temperature. However, as far as like, if you hot, you can't do shit. No matter if you get naked, if you hot as shit.
Yeah, but I can deal with hot, man. Drink water.
A lot of people can't.
I can deal with it. I can love it. I love it. I love it. I'd rather be 115 degrees.
Cause I mean, it depends. Like I done been to places where I feel like in Mississippi, if I'm not mistaken, it just felt so hot. It was a different hot. Like it felt like the
Hot is
sun was
hot.
punching you in your
Hot
shit.
is hot, bro.
Huh?
Hot is hot.
No, it's not true. It's not true at all.
I don't know.
LJ,
Man. I mean,
I'm telling you,
I believe you, but
bro. Okay, well, just from my experience, I feel like the sun was extremely like much more closer to, and I remember just being like, it's hot,
man,
and I don't
I didn't
get
deal
like
with
that
hot,
normally.
bro.
Huh?
I didn't deal with a lot of hot.
It gets hot here. You know it gets hot here.
I
So
done
that's
dealt
why
with a
I'm
lot
trying
of
to
hot.
tell you that
Yeah.
because I know how hot it gets here, it was bad. But there's been days
Is it
where
a
it's hot.
humidity difference or what?
I
what is
don't.
it?
I can't remember. I just know if it to me, it just felt like it was always burning your stuff.
Or as Theo Von say, hum diddity.
I don't know, but that I don't
Shout
know.
out.
I don't
Theo
like.
Von.
I
Not that
don't.
he's listening.
Not yet. But no, I don't fuck with heat. I mean, it's cool. I just depends, I guess. I don't know. Did you get to watch the Errol Spence fight?
I didn't, but I heard about it.
Mm.
Boxing's weird, man. I get up for some fights and I'll be excited. I don't know a lot about Spence. I know he's a badass, but I don't know a lot about it. So
Well,
if it's not one of the
Okay.
major names that's going to grab you, I really don't get excited about
no.
it.
Well, I think that's just for anything. Like,
No,
it's just the
UFC is different.
No, I mean like right now, in boxing, like you're right. Yeah, I've noticed that if it's like a Floyd Mayweather, or
Canelo Alvarez
Mhm.
or someone like that.
they're gonna get that. Are you watching
Lomachenko.
the fight? Lomachenko, stuff
Right.
like that. You're right. So it just depends. But Errol Spence is a force to be reckoned with.
I heard
Yeah.
he beat old Boydie up. I don't even know who he
He
fought.
fought Mikey Garcia, and Mikey Garcia. Mike Garcia is a really good boxer, like a really good boxer. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So it wasn't like no mismatch type of thing. Like I think Mikey Garcia can knock out a lot of people, and he just is good. He
He just got work.
he does good work. He's always in good position. He doesn't really ever.
But
get
I'm talking
outbalanced.
about by Spence.
His, huh?
I'm talking about by Spence. Spence worked him, huh?
Yes, Spence. I mean, yes.
Yeah.
Like
I
that's
heard
what
it was a pretty dominant.
it was. This is what it is. Mikey Garcia fought like somebody who, as good as he is gonna fight. So he was able to protect himself a lot more than what most people could take. But Errol Spence, he just, I don't know, he's just always in good position and always throwing punches, and he was good. He just
Okay.
did a really good job, and he did dominate at the
So
end.
so he's somebody I need to look forward to.
And he's just somebody that's gonna have a lot of belts. Like I think he's gonna be one
Oh, you think
of the
he's gonna
greatest
collect, huh?
fighters ever.
Really?
Probably, yeah. Errol Spence is gonna be one of the greatest fighters
You
ever.
heard it here first, folks.
No,
No,
he ain't
you didn't.
first.
You
I
heard it
mean,
here also,
I don't know,
folks.
cause it's a lot of fucking haters in boxing, and so they I don't know. Boxing, I guess, is not
I watch UFC, so
right.
a lot more than boxing.
I
Just,
personally do think, just like Mikey Garcia, Errol Spence, the both of them will go down in like some big hierarchy as fighters.
what's your thoughts on UFC versus boxing as far as who's bigger and where the sports are?
I really can't say that because I ain't never just looked up statistically numbers. I'm hearing that
Just your feeling. I don't give a fuck about numbers.
okay. Well, then from what is from the general, what I've been getting from the people around me is that UFC, I guess, is having a bigger audience. I guess you could say.
I think so.
Right. So that's what I mean when I say like, um, I think number one, if you love boxing, like you're just gonna watch boxing if you love it. But a lot of people don't love boxing; they just love combat sports.
Right.
And so UFC is extremely attractive. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
I mean, especially when you throw
I'm not
in the
UFC,
blood.
but MMA. I don't want to be one of these people
Yeah,
that
that's
be like
true.
UFC. That's not a
because
type of
because
fucking fight.
Bellator and
Yeah, and mixed martial arts
Right.
altogether. Yeah,
yeah,
But,
you're
yeah,
right,
I
you're
mean,
right about that.
you're right. I've been
One
noticing.
FC, fucking there's all kind there's all kind. I mean, kickboxing. They have just kickboxing that motherfuckers are badasses in. So
I just normally hear people saying stuff like, "Well, who cares about boxing anymore?" Or they'll just say, "Well,
I just
UFC."
wonder, is it being swallowed?
No, boxing will always be around because it's like that sport itself is it's so uh, rooted into
It's
the
a human
history.
thing.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
human thing. So there's never
Well, I mean, that's combat sports in general. though.
period. But I just think that from right now, people are paying attention a lot more to
You
UFC.
think football is going to be around like that, or you think it's going to go away?
No, nobody's taking away football.
You don't think football is going to go away?
Are you talking about football, the original like soccer, or football
No.
Americanized?
American.
No, nobody's taking away football.
I don't. I'm not asking that it's going to be taken away.
No, I mean, oh yeah,
I
nobody's
wanna
gonna
know-
lose interest.
I want to know, will it phase out
No,
because of all this concussion stuff and all that?
no, I don't think so. Because I mean, as long as you got something to root for, and then those teams, they're
It's about
they're a part of
dollars. It's
they're a
about
part-
dollars.
yeah, but it is a part of history. You know what I'm saying?
Well, of course.
So you can't take them away because
Well, there's a lot of shit that's part of history that don't get talked about, though. So,
yeah, I get
you know what I mean? There's a lot of shit in history that, we will definitely deep dive into some of that shit as things
Mhm.
go along. So,
But no, yeah, like I said, the Spence fights was good, and like, the thing is he's the type of dude that I want to watch him against, like some of the best top ones, and just be like, I wonder how this shit can go down, cause like
Man,
there's some good
but
fighters.
I say that, and they never happen. The fights never happen. That's why I lose interest in boxing.
I think that's
Like the
another thing,
Pacquiao
too.
Mayweather fight should have happened a long time ago, but they duck each other. Like Joshua fucking Fury should have happened already. Joshua fucking now why am I blanking? Deontay Wilder should have happened already.
That's the. I mean, I don't know a lot about the business part of it. Like, I just know what I be watching when I'm looking at fighters. So, that's just they decisions. I mean, I don't really know.
I mean, I think that's where the sport loses its luster. It doesn't put their eggs in their big baskets more
You
as they
come
should.
from an era where most people who truly love boxing, they watch a lot of
Well, I
the
mean,
old fights.
and that's why I think the UFC specifically is dominating right now because they're putting their eggs in their big names.
Right.
Like your Conor McGregor's, your Ronda Rousey's, all of them. That they're pumping it up and putting the promotion in, and they're getting looks. I mean, all it takes is for someone to get a brutal knockout and take a 5-10 second clip of it and put it on YouTube or Facebook or some other social media, and people just have it. You know what I mean? And it draws their interest. It's those little nuggets, and I don't think boxing produces enough of that.
Yes, and you also do, like me thinking about with our age gap. I know that you are used to seeing the best fight the best, and you just keep matching up. So it was always good fights coming.
I mean, yes and no though. Yes
In
and
that
no.
time frame, boxing was extremely popular. Then anything that was from boxing has been one of the most important combat sports until
In
mixed
world
martial arts
history.
came, other than wrestling
In world history.
in world history.
Yeah.
Right. So you gotta think it supersedes it by so many years.
I get the point you're making.
Yeah. So
I get the point you're making.
right. So that's what I'm saying. Like in that time, there was still a huge market for boxing, and especially 8 years ago, if the time difference. So back when in '87, how old were you in '87?
7.
Okay, so you were 7 years old.
I was born in 1980.
Okay, so you would have already started to get a glimpse of anytime Mike Tyson was fighting, that was a big deal going on.
Yeah.
You had Riddick Bowe and Vander Holyfield. You had like 20
Lennox
fucking
Lewis,
champions
right? Yeah,
you could run off to. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And these were
And that-
$30 million
and that don't have
fights.
anything to do with the Pernell Whitakers.
No, we're not even
Roy
mentioning
Jones
those.
and
So
all
you had
those.
all those
Right.
legends still in your mix,
I
bro.
get you. Right.
We
I
don't
get you.
got that,
I
and the
get you.
trainers.
You say we like you that much younger. I mean, I guess 9 years or 8 years is a difference, though.
No, I'm like grown as fuck, but I'm still. I just know there are certain things that happen in pockets of time.
Right.
And 8 to 9 years is a certain
That's a big
pocket of time.
difference.
It's
Yeah, that's a big
you know what
difference.
I'm saying?
Hell, a year is a big difference sometimes.
A year,
in certain
something
shit.
can happen
Yeah,
within a year.
I
Well,
get you.
yeah,
It depends on what you're talking about.
right. But like, whoever thought when MMA comes out, if you put 8 years, MMA comes out and boxing is still boxing, you think people when they watched MMA, they wasn't like, this shit'll never make it.
I mean, they said that though.
And then look how it blew it up. If you put 8 years now,
The marketing is marketing.
right.
It's marketing.
I'm
That's
just
the only-
saying
that's the only
a gap of
difference.
time can change some shit.
Yeah, a gap of time and learning how shit works
Yeah.
and learning how people work. I
So-
mean, it's all about marketing. Boxing can do the same thing, but they don't market the way
But
that
they also
UFC
don't
does
have
or Bellator does or any of that.
Because also, like, the guys that were training people, like, you had the fighters had their big name, but when you had a trainer who was like world
Like
renowned,
Freddie Roaches and
right? But you only got the select few. Most of the time, it's like only a few sprinkled here left, as opposed to somebody who like I got them in my corner.
Yeah,
They're like
Tony Atlas
he's
and
changed.
all
He's,
these guys,
he's
yeah.
trained 9 world champions,
right.
and there was a lot more back in the past because they were
Sure.
coming up under good tutelage, and boxing was
There's
extremely
a lot of them
much
in
more
MMA
beautiful.
right now, man.
Yeah, and MMA is not even at its peak. It's continuing to keep growing. The evolution of fighting is
Shit's gonna be
different.
big eventually,
Yeah.
bro.
It's like John Jones. I don't even do MMA, and for me to watch the way how technical and stuff, I just be like, he's an artist.
People hate on him, man, but
All of them dudes are artists. Period. They
I-
just paint their fights.
I have a hard time discrediting that man.
Yeah, I don't
I-
discredit none of that.
Watch what he does in the ring. I don't give a fuck about these little picograms and all this other bullshit y'all want to call up. That's skill, bro. The way that man moves and the things he does to people in the ring, that's skill.
Yeah,
It doesn't
I mean,
have anything to do with no fucking drugs.
His style is something to watch, and all that shit to me, man. Like I said,
Daniel Cormier be saying it, but I think that's because Daniel's scared. I like
none of them.
I
Dudes
like
are,
DC.
None of them dudes are scared. There's nobody that when that does it, they're scared.
All right, well,
I mean, if there's what I mean,
he knows
scared,
John
yes.
has his number. Should I say?
Well, I'm actually wrong. Everybody in there is scared.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not in the instance like what I was referring to. I get what you mean.
Yeah, no, like if no matter what, even if somebody knows they can get beat up, if they're just a fighter, like true to the heart fight, they'll be
I
like,
just think DC knows John Jones has his number.
but him being a fight, he'll just be like,
Well,
fuck
he'll
it, fuck
take
it,
it.
I don't care.
Yeah, he'll get in there and
Come
take
on.
it. Of course. Of
Yeah, so
course.
that's why all that matters.
That's your mentality.
Yeah.
I mean, that has nothing to do with any skill that you have. That's all about mind.
Yeah,
And that you don't have to have any skills, and you can have that mind and know that you're not going to submit or succumb to any of that. You know what I mean? If somebody brings that to
yeah.
So
I see what you're saying.
I don't know, man. I'd like to be more into boxing. I'd like to. You know what I mean? There's boxers out there that I really like Canelo Alvarez. I really like watching his fights. I think he's a fucking great fighter.
He's a great fighter.
I like Lomachenko.
Lomachenko's a beautiful fighter. He's
Right.
the first person I was called beautiful in a long time since like Mike Tyson, or he's a beautiful, and Pernell Whitaker. Like
I just wish they
Hector
promote it.
Camacho and stuff.
I wish they promote it.
Yeah.
What you have going on this past weekend? I ain't hollered at you in a minute. I've been trying to get you over here, get on this mic. What you do this past weekend, man?
I went to Tulsa to go see my brothers. Um, Basically, I just ended up spending the weekend with them. I was supposed to go see a friend, but he ended up busy in that weekend too. So, but yeah, I was down there and I was with my god brothers. They're from Chicago, and so basically they came and lived with us. They was my mother, the one that passed away. They was her best friend is their mom. So that's my actual godmother, and so um, that's why she was selected, and I'm really close with their sons. So I went out there and just kicked it with them, and it was cooling out. And that's when I asked you, because I remember you had said that you had a homeboy that you was in the military with.
Yeah. We was having that conversation back on a busted ass recording conversation. Yes, I had a homeboy that was probably the closest dude that I had with me going through once I got to my permanent duty station. He was the closest dude, and he was telling me about how he was a four corner hustler from
Right.
Chicago. So, and we had started talking about that, and then the shit got interesting whenever you got back. So I'll let you get back to your story.
Well, so cause yeah, so when you had told me that, I was like, well, I'm finna ask, Chris and Max about that shit. Which really, I didn't even mean to bring it up. Like I said, one of my brothers that I was with, he was talking about something that happened to him in his past, and so it led to him being that somebody in his family was gang affiliated in Chicago, and so all of a sudden he was like, "You really need to ask." But he has a brother. I ain't gonna say his brother's name. First of all, before I say his shit,
Yeah, you about to put a disclaimer on here? What
Yeah.
you about to do?
I'm not gang affiliated. I'm not trying to bring up anything of old past. I'm not repping shit.
No, I mean the reason this conversation is coming about is I'm fascinated.
Yeah.
Really,
I mean-
mostly because of politics. Because a lot of the current politics are aimed at the Chicago area and some of the things that are happening. Let's just be real and out front.
Well,
There's
that's
a
what-
lot of
that's what I'm
murders.
trying to
A
say.
lot of
Like,
people's getting killed.
that way I could be able to say, that way they understand. We're not disrespecting nothing
Yeah,
or
no
any of that shit.
disrespect.
I'm just telling you what
It's
I was being
interesting,
told.
it's
It was
fascinating.
yeah, and so I ended up going over there, and he was telling me like you should holler at his other brother. So I go to his brother's house, and I'm like, yeah, man. Max was telling me it was something going on with your people, and he was like, "What you talking about, my uncles?" And I was like, "Yeah." And so, mind you, like they've been knowing me since I was a baby. Like they changed my diapers, Chris and Max. Okay. So, like they've been in my family for a very long time or whatever. So, like I never knew this. I just knew that in a rush they left from Chicago and came to stay with us. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I'm not knowing any of this shit is going on because I'm a shorty,
Yeah, you're a
right?
baby.
So that's why it was weird for me to be like hearing all this shit going on, and I'm like, damn. So anyway, so he was basically telling me like, he was like, well, Morrow Banks, which is one of the, I guess, the founders of the Four Corner Hustles. His, that's his, he married a woman named Paula, and Paula Banks is my god brother's actual auntie. So when they grew up, he was just basically saying like the family ran the west side of Chicago pretty much, or that section of that part,
Okay.
whatever they're part of, and they were a big deal. So I was basically like, so you saw that, and he was basically telling me like, yeah, like they are trying to hide it, but they'll be showing up to apartments, and it'll be like the apartments was decked out and had this a whole floor, and it was motorcycles in the
Motherfuckers
apartment.
balling.
Yeah, like motorcycles in the apartment just to be like set up as props, not even ever rode them shits.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like imagine if you walked in my house and I just had a 4-wheeler and you'd be like, oh, you got 4 wheelers? And I'd be like, no, I just put that shit there because it looks good, nigga.
Just balling.
Just like doing good. And so he was just telling me stories about how like they would try to hide it from him, but he would be like, he could see some things and he noticed some things. So um, all the people that's in it, they all passed away. It's only one person that's alive out of that whole entire thing or whatever. But yeah, he was just telling me stories about like how he one of his cousins that's again is a big time person in this. Um, he basically would come home and be mad that it wasn't nobody at the house for him to help wrap the money up, so he'd have to make my god brother and them help wrap the money up, and so he'd be wrapping up bands, big balls, like big knots of money at a young age, and he'd be like, "This is
Man,
ridiculous."
I'm jealous. I'm jealous about that part, man. Maybe we need to wrap this conversation up, man. I don't want to get shot, bro.
Man, no,
I don't want
it's
I don't
just
want nobody coming after me saying, "Yeah, you misrepresenting my
no, they're
shit."
not going. I mean, cause I don't know. Like I said, I just touched lightly on it, but from what I understand, when I realized how connected and all, he had other stories. I'm just not gonna say them. He just had some stories where I was like, damn, like I know you seen some shit. Like he knew inside, he just knew stuff.
Bro, I think that's a good place to stop the Pimp Podcast.
Pushing Ingant Moments Perpetually.
Hey, that's what we do right here. You got anything else you want to touch on before we go?
Nope, that's it, man. Thank you for listening to me and LJ. Again, I'm Patrick Orlando Gray. You can be able to look me up on YouTube at Patrick Orlando Gray. And check out any of the skits that me and LJ do. And shout out to Mako Henson. He a big comedian in Oklahoma City right now. He's doing his thing, and he's got a podcast as well. So what you think? Yeah, that's the name of the podcast. It's him and his members that he has, and I mean, just big shout out to them, man. Like I said, I
Shout
thank
out
everybody
to
for listening.
Donnell, T. Dot, both of them.
Yeah.
Check out So What You Think podcast.
Podcast,
Good
yes, sir.
podcast.
All right, man. That's it.
All right.
All
Peace.
right, peace.